Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hunter StarCraft cast, casted by me, Hunter StarCraft. Today it's going to be a TVP between Chris and SuperNova, and it is also a diamond level replay, so it's going to be a little bit different from like pro stuff. Let me introduce our players. Down here in the bottom right of Catalyst, it is going to be the red Terran player Chris, and up here in the top left of Catalyst, it is going to be the blue Protoss player. It is going to be SuperNova, starting his pylon over here so that he could wall off his front from any Reapers, which is something I want to get in the habit of doing, but I just like can never remember to do it. Like I can never remember to put the pylon there. Whatever. In the beginning of StarCraft, you always have so much on your mind, like scouting and making workers and chrono boosting and making mules and making your barracks and making your first orbital and getting that spawning pool up when you need it and that hatchery up when you need it and those queens eventually. A lot goes on in the first 2 minutes that will shape the rest of the game, right? Right? Okay, so we have SuperNova sending out his scout because he is Protoss, and Protoss have the awesome benefit of being able to do that without any care in the world. Now, what I recommend is regardless of what race you are, you do it anyway. Alright, we have a gateway, that's what this is called, coming in over here for SuperNova, and it's rallied over here, so probably going to be an adept. Going to be able to block that Reaper, and the expansion over here for SuperNova right after the gateway finishes, and now SuperNova is going to come over here, probably going to make the cybernetics core. Gas is already done, and we harvested cybernetics core. Very good. Alright, well done. This probe over here is set to move, so this is actually sucking APM off of SuperNova. This is not what I recommend doing. I recommend when you scout, put the probe on patrol around the base. And if you ever need to bring it out, just bring it out. It's not that difficult, but that's what I recommend you do. Now, Chris is actually putting a supply depot over here, not to wall off Reapers from SuperNova, because SuperNova does not have Reapers. I don't recommend doing this at all, because if you have an Observer or Warp Prism over here and 2 Stalkers, you're going to be able to snipe down this supply depot, and it'll be bad news for you, because then you'll be supply blocked. And no one wants to be supply blocked, let's be honest over here. Supply blocks are not fun. Alright, what else do we have going on? We have a factory over here from Chris. Gonna start making maybe double cyclone pressure over here. I've been the recipient of that many times. And the Reaper is over here as predicted by both me and SuperNova. Adept is over here gonna walk right past the Reaper. Probably gonna start a psionic transfer. Oh, no, maybe not even gonna need to. It's another shot and psionic transferring over there to try and catch up to that Reaper. Psionic transfer is faster than the Reaper, and maybe gonna be able to kill the Reaper, and boom, Reaper down. Well done over there by SuperNova. Factory is finished over here, as is the reactor over here. So yes, it looks like we're going to be having double cyclone or double Hellion pressure. Now, does SuperNova know about this? Because if you don't, he does not know about this in any way. But he's making a robotics that's going to be able to help him a lot over there. The robotics bay is going to come in handy, and a stalker. We're really going to be working out down these rocks while the adept is coming over here. And double cyclone pressure is going to be over here for Chris. Now, what you guys are going to want to do, a lot of Protoss players struggle with this build tremendously from a Terran player. Double cyclone is very difficult to beat. So what I recommend you doing is making a lot of sentries. Believe it or not, sentries are going to help you a lot against cyclones and marauders. You're going to be able to use those force fields so the cyclones can't micro as much. Adepts are not the solution because they don't do a lot of damage against cyclones. Zealots are not the solution, although it helps to have a few of them mixed into your army because they'll be able to do some additional DPS. But cyclones could just stutter step. Not stutter step, kite the zealots, and the zealots won't be able to do anything. Now, it's very important you tech up to those immortals when this attack comes your way. Watch how quickly normal gateway. Look at that. That stalker's down. So immortals are going to be very useful. As are Void Rays. I recommend you go for maybe 2 Void Rays in your army, but the saving grace, the bulk of your army, should be sentries. And I know that's going to be difficult to do, but you should have at least 4 sentries, maybe a few zealots, and some stalkers, and definitely getting those immortals, and Void Rays is going to help. Now, it looks like SuperNova is actually able to... That cyclone just blew up. My goodness. Alright, so it looks like SuperNova is going to be able to chase this attack away with just 2 stalkers and that 1 immortal. But in my experience, if you make some sentries, an immortal, a void ray, you're going to be able to defend the attack and then push off and win. You're going to be able to win because right now, SuperNova is attacking and there are 4 cyclones ready. These stalkers don't stand a chance. And neither does this Immortal against 4 Cyclones. And while this is all happening, Chris has begun construction on his 3rd base, which SuperNova... No, whoa, what happened? Okay, my bad, I backed up. Backed up a little bit. But yeah, my point still stands. SuperNova does not know about that. And that's going to be a problem. That's going to put Chris in a very good position. Another Immortal's coming out over here, along with a War Prism. So it looks like SuperNova is going for a strategy to defend this particular build from Terran a little bit differently than I would. I'm interested to see whether or not it works out, because it definitely looks like it is less costly. If you look, there are no sentries in this army right here for SuperNova, and sentries do cost a lot of money. So I'm interested to see whether or not he can make this work. I don't know if... Okay. It's a little bit fishy. I don't know whether or not it'll work. Better safe than sorry. Make sentries, make zealots, make immortals, make void rays. You'll be able to come in here and win. Let's see. 2 immortals, 3 stalkers against 5 cyclones. I don't know. I think if SuperNova walked in right now, he would lose. As opposed to if you made some sentries and some zealots and some void rays and some immortals, you would win. Okay, let's see whether or not this is gonna... Okay, yeah, the stalkers run away when they... Okay, immortal's gonna be taking the damage over here. Nope, it looks like SuperNova's gonna be just fine. Never mind, I stand corrected. Especially with the repair over here. I mean, not especially, whatever. Even with the repair. Zealots being warped in over here on the front line. Stalkers and immortals having to fight over here to stay away from the SCVs. One immortal goes down, the other immortal is being War Prism microed. And that stalker is sent flying by this tank. Never mind, wait, did he save the... He saved the stalker. Look at that stalker's over there. Alright, 3rd base coming in over here from SuperNova. 3rd base already established here from Chris. But Chris lost a lot of SCVs. If we look, workers killed. Yeah, SuperNova killed 13 SCVs in that attack, which is no small accomplishment, let's be honest over here. It hurts to lose 13 SCVs. Looks like something happened with the rally point on this robotics facility, whatever. Additional gateways coming in over here for SuperNova, along with the Twilight Council, so we may be seeing some charge lots over here, maybe some High Templar, double armory coming over here, along with additional factories. So it looks like Chris is meching this, so that means that Immortals and Stalkers are going to be very useful for SuperNova, along with a few Void Rays. I know that going for mass Void Rays is like a cheesy thing. I'm not suggesting you go for mass Void Rays. Void Rays are a good unit. It doesn't hurt to have 2 of them mixed into your army from time to time. War Prism wanting to come over here. Charges being researched, not nearly done. Double Zealots are just going to be warped in over here. Gonna meet this tank and a Cyclone and 2 Hellions. And it looks like the Zealot's going to be cleaned up without doing any damage really, just scouting a little bit. So now SuperNova knows for a fact that Chris is going for mech, and he's going to be able to, you know, make units that will help him beat a mech style Terran. Alright, this base is coming over here for Chris. Now, the issue with Terran is that having a lot of tanks means that the Protoss player can't attack. If SuperNova tried to send his army into this, he would be blown up. But the 3rd base is a little bit open. So, SuperNova being very smart, sending this Zealot. By the way, upgrades. +1/+1 vehicle weapons coming in over here for Chris. Infernal Preigniter also being researched. Let's just look at the total upgrades. No upgrades here. No, that's units. There we go. Yeah, so +1/+1 already done for SuperNova, and +1 almost being done here for Chris. Alright, big battle. Well, not big battle. Battle over here. Zealots are being flamed. I don't think... Yeah, only one of them makes it out of there alive. Well done by Chris. And so SuperNova warps in some more Zealots. And, and there's still Zealots doing stuff down here. How many more workers? Oh, he killed a lot more workers with that. Oh, and there's a warping over here. That just got cleaned up. Okay. And there's still the attack going on over here. Immortals being able to crush through this Hellbat army over here. A lot of Hellbats just went down. Take my word for it. Alright, and it looks like these Immortals are going to be cleaned up. No, never mind. Well, this Immortal... Yeah, it looks like this Immortal is going to die by Immortal. And it looks like this Zealot is going to die as well. Alright, a lot of Zealots over here. They do have Zealot legs at this point, so they are charge lots, and they are very powerful. Take my word for it. Charge lots are very powerful. So, let's look at the income real quick. Yeah, okay, so SuperNova is ahead by 3,000 minerals, and not ahead by gas. In fact, he's behind by gas by 200 gas. More Zealots coming over here, wrecking this playing field. killing a lot of workers. The income is now plummeting over here. Yikes. Alright, Zealots are finally cleaned up by Hellbats, but look at the amount of workers that have been killed. 38 workers killed by SuperNova, as opposed to the 0 from Chris. And look at that. Chris, SuperNova, who did not have his 3rd base when Chris had it already built, is now ahead. He is going for his 4th base, and Chris does not have his 4th base anywhere in sight. Let's look at the army supply. Chris is ahead on the army supply, so I'll give him that. So his income is a little bit behind. His army supply is ahead, and when you're in that situation, you're going to need to attack because you're in a bad situation. A lot of charge lots over here. They're going to want to run somewhere and do some attacking, but I mean, tanks and Hellbats are going to be able to deal with that. Observer sees all this, by the way, so don't expect SuperNova to just run in there and get blown up because he sees that. Ow! Where did my production tab go? Never mind, he just ran in there and got blown up. But I think that was only one zealot, so we're okay. Vikings over here trying to kill this War Prism, but SuperNova is protecting it with its lights. Missile turrets over here denying the War Prism. And look at that, the supply depot that I talked about in the beginning of the game is going to go down because there's a War Prism and 2 Stalkers. Well, there are more than 2 Stalkers, but 2 Stalkers that were attacking. Lots of Zealots on top of these tanks. How many tanks are going to go down? 1 already did. Will 2? Yes, 2 will indeed. And nope, 3 are not going to go down, but 2 tanks. No small accomplishment right there. Very well done over there. Alright, so what's the tech? What? Alright, so we have High Templar. Wait, I want to zoom out, get a full view of this base. So he has High Templar, Double Forge, and other than that, everything is like we saw it before. He added on another robotics facility. And back here, more factories. That's basically it. Let's look at the upgrades. Whoa, my microphone just fell. I don't know if you guys heard that, but my microphone just fell. That was weird. Upgrades +2, +2, +1, +1. And upgrades that are being produced +3, +3 for SuperNova, and +2 armor for Chris. Does he have +2 attack? Yes, he just finished +2 attack. That's why I didn't mention it before. This Stalker is so gonna die. Yeah, goodbye, Stalker. I don't even know what happened to that Stalker that I got left behind. Like, poor Stalker. I feel very bad. There are a total of 2 War Prisms on the field right now for SuperNova, so that's gonna give him a lot of maneuverability, a lot of fun. Wait, let's zoom back in. Okay, we have a lot of tanks over here. Okay, let's get a nice feel of this beautiful mech army. A lot of tanks, a lot of Hellbats, some Vikings for that tank vision, so they can shoot longer. Random SCV just chilling out over here like he's a union worker. He demands to be paid more minerals for his harvesting of minerals. That'd be weird. That'd be weird if like gold miners got paid in gold. That'd be weird. Alright, Storm is almost finished over here for SuperNova. Does he have any High Templar? He does not have any High Templar yet. High Templar are not going to be very useful against this mech heavy army. I mean, I guess against the Hellbats they're going to be useful. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Army of SuperNova coming down over here, going to destroy this base. Okay, and gonna stop mining from this base for at least a while until Chris's army can come back here and respond to it. Once these siege tanks are sieged up, though, the SuperNova's army is not gonna be going anywhere. 1 command center does fall. Siege tanks need to siege up. Siege tanks need to siege up. Just siege right here. Otherwise, you're all gonna die. You need to siege. Well, you're not all gonna die, but you're gonna be able to do it. Alright, siege tanks is deciding not to siege up. Meanwhile, there's a Stalker Zealot warping over here being able to clean up a siege tank. Probably even more than I missed. Stalkers hitting SCVs very hard, and this attack is cleaned up, and only 3 Stalkers make it out of there alive, being chased. You guys gotta keep running. You're all gonna die. Okay, 1 Stalker down, 2 Stalkers down, 3 Stalkers down. Meanwhile, more Zealots being warped in over here, being able to take down so many SCVs. Let's look at the workers lost. 70, 80, 81. Oh my goodness, 82 workers lost. That is probably the highest workers lost I think I've ever seen in a game. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm pretty confident that is the highest workers lost. So Chris feels like he needs to make something happen. Otherwise, I think that he kind of loses. If you look at the income, yeah. So otherwise, he kind of loses. And he does have a strong army. I'll give him that. Let's look at the army supply. Yeah, 90 to 26, as opposed to the. Oh God, we're missing it. As opposed to the income, which is 3,000 to 1,500. So yeah, Chris is gonna have a field day over here for a while. If Chris does not win this fight, if SuperNova... Oh my god, carriers are in production. I didn't even notice that happening. And they are going to be very useful in this attack. Their DPS is not strong against tanks, but tanks have 0 DPS against them. So that's going to be very interesting to see. And Chris is actually evening up the income. He took away the natural base of supernovas. He's going to take away the third base of supernovas. Seeing these workers transfer tells Chris that supernova probably has a fourth base. Let's look at the income right now. Chris is evening it up. In fact, he made it completely even. My goodness. Chris actually is going to be able to come back from the Zealots doing work down here. Constant harassment has been annoying Chris the entire game. Supernova has his workers just running around at this point. Nothing's happening. Hellions are attacking. Meanwhile, workers are coming back while the other workers that used to be mining their retreat. And Chris knows about this fourth base. So when he takes down this fourth base, it is going to be 3 base to 1 base. And the 1 base has not, well, it has minerals, but it has basically no minerals in it. And that would be, wait, where are you going? Chris, buddy, you can base it. Oh, this is over. Stalkers are attacking the third base of Chris. SCV repair is amazing. Tanks and Hellbats are also amazing. Chris, you don't have to bring your entire army back. You could send them back. This is why it is a diamond replay, because Chris is not attacking with this army. You could win that game. Win the game. Yes, okay, he's going to win the game. Meanwhile, Stalkers and 2 Archons. Look at that. I don't know why Archons are here. So there are 2 carriers. There are almost another 2 carriers coming over here. I should point out that there are no air upgrades except for +1 shields. So these carriers are going to be hitting like wet noodles. I mean, the interceptors are going to be hitting like wet noodles. Carriers don't really hit. Alright, this base is going to be shelled by so many tanks. Oh my god. And base gone. Okay. And this is where Chris gets to really abuse the maneuverability of Supernova's army, because the carriers are not going to be able to be here in time to kill these tanks. It's going to be a narrow miss. The Supernova, yeah, he sees them going away. Okay, and interceptors do launch, but yeah, Chris is going to be able to leave with 1 Hellbat dying. Wait, maybe 1 siege. Nope, 1 Hellbat. Just 1 Hellbat. Alright, meanwhile, Supernova is expanding over here. Let's look at the income real quick. Oh my god, guys. Just before the blue was all the way over here and the red was just hanging on, and there was still a little bit of red on the gas. There's 0 gas income for Supernova right now, and there are 400 minerals right now. Not looking good for Supernova. I honestly thought that he had it, but look at this. Chris has a huge army. He has a huge income. He always had a huge army, but now he has a huge income relative to Chris's, that is. But there are 4 carriers. There are 4 carriers on the map. 3 Archons, a lot of Stalkers, a lot of Immortals. There are a lot of Vikings, so I guess Chris somehow, yeah, he saw the carriers being made. I don't know how, but he saw them. These Vikings need to focus down the carriers. They cannot be hitting interceptors, which they are doing. No, you need to focus down the carriers. There we go. 1 carrier down. 2 carrier down. There are 2 carriers left and just a ragtag army of Supernova. I do believe, yes, Chris has this. Supernova just left. Chris was victorious. And that is going to be the end of the game at 17 minutes and 19 seconds. So that goes to show you guys that Supernova was way ahead in terms of the resource collection. But in order to beat a mech army, you need a lot of Immortals, a lot of Stalkers. Charge lots are good. I think Supernova went a little bit overboard when it came to the charge lots. You could look at the resources lost if you want. He went a little bit overboard when it went to the charge lots. I think he should have focused more on making Stalkers and Immortals. And a few Void Rays in the mix with that army would have been amazing. Even though the Vikings were there, I guess having the benefit of a lot of Stalkers would have been able to deal with the Vikings. It would have been amazing. But he did not have the high Immortal count that he needed. He had too many Zealots. He had 2 Archons, which were here for reasons I can't explain. And all in all, Chris using Mech to get that big Mech Death Ball to beat the Protoss, which is meant to have the big Protoss Death Ball. Instead, Chris was able to win, and I applaud him greatly for those efforts. Well done, Chris. Well done, our Terran victor. And Supernova, better luck next time. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.